What's up, admission community? Welcome to another edition of Tactics with Taylor. And today I want to talk about the start, the very beginning, what to do when you have very little to no resources and you are trying to grow your business. I know a lot of the content we make focuses on meta ads, but meta ads have this prerequisite, which is that you have money to spend on advertising. And I want to tell you some stories today about how back when we had no money to spend on advertising, we helped to get our first 1,000, 2,000 customers for QALO. So for those of you who don't know, my brother, myself, and another partner by the name of Ted Baker started QALO silicone wedding rings back in 2015. It was an idea that my brother and Ted created, and then we partnered with them to help with the marketing on. And in the very beginning, this was really before a lot of the Facebook advertising as a skill existed. And we had to figure out how to find our people. We knew that there were people that had the same problem we did, which is that we didn't like wearing a metal wedding ring because we were either active and enjoyed going to the gym or working on motorcycles or other activities that made wearing a metal wedding ring prohibitive. And so we started trying to figure out how we could organically tap into communities of like-minded people. Okay. So this is what I want you to think about right now, is that oftentimes one of the problems that I see entrepreneurs have when they begin with a business, the view of who their customer is too wide. I want you to think about digitally identifiable groups of people. What does that phrase mean? Digitally identifiable groups of people. I mean groups of people that congregate online and self-identify as a specific group of people. I'm going to give you a few examples because your job in the early days is to figure out how to find your people that resonate with your product, that share your belief about the world or your problem that your product solves, and to embed your product into that community through manual brute force outreach. Again, this will spill over into Facebook ads, and I'm going to show you how, but this is pre having any dollars. And I'm going to tell you a story about this woman's blog right here. This is a blog written by a woman named Lori Mercer. And Lori Mercer has written for many years a blog called firefighterwife.com. Okay. Now, to give you a sense of how niche the communities are that I'm talking about here, I am giving you an illustration of a subset of not just first responders, broad community of police, military, fire, paramedic, Coast Guard, etc., not just firefighters, but wives of firefighters. That's how niche I'm talking about in terms of a community that could be served by a blogger who's still small enough to engage with an up-and-coming brand. And if you read this blog, what you would find is that all of the resources it's a blog written to the spouses of firefighters. This is an industry with really high levels of divorce. It's a highly stressful job with lots of complexities and risks. And so this blog is written specifically to married couples within the firefighter community. So now we're talking about a niche of a niche of a niche, firefighter, wives, married people, right? And so when we found this blog, we reached out to Lori and said, hey, we recognize that your husbands or wives, whoever may be the actual service provider, aren't allowed to wear their wedding ring on duty. They had a shared problem with us, even though ours wasn't as first responders, but we knew these people did. And these were one of many different communities we reached out to just try and find our people. And we said, hey, we would love to do an affiliate program with you to tell your story about our community. First, we'll send them to you and your husband because we think our missions align. We have a shared view of the world. And Lori wrote a blog on firefighterwife.com that we ended up republishing onto QALO. You can see the image is actually down because this is from March 24th of 2015. And we had this tagline that we created called "Commitment is Courageous." This idea that being married is a commitment. It's brave and aligned with our community. So it says commitment is more courageous than firefighting. And this was the article that we wrote from Lori Mercer about what it meant to be a firefighter and being married and all of that. And in that process, she highlighted QALO rings and was able to help us to get an initial promotion of the product. Now, I want you to watch what this one article did for us in terms of reaching out, being human, developing a relationship, and watching it snowball from there. If you search firefighter wife QALO, here's all the different press pieces you're going to see. Okay, so we're going to come back to the product in a second. You're going to see a Facebook post. You're going to see the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. You're going to see firehouse.com. You're going to see a Reddit thread. You're going to see another firehouse.com, Fire Applause magazine, the Thin Blue Line Florida, all these different publications that are, again, Thin Red Line Ring, Curtis Tools for Heroes.
Hey folks, thanks for listening to this preview episode. To hear the episode in full, check out Admission at youradmission.co. That's YOURADMISSION.co.